Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from this page of fruits from Johanna Basford Small Victories. Now we're more than halfway through the page now, I guess, which is a shame. I'm really enjoying it. I love colouring fruit, and I thank you for indulging me and watching as well. Now today we have this one here. Let's come in closer so you can see. It is a pomegranate and a pear. I couldn't think of the name. I had to ask my son, what's it called? And I found this picture, which I'll put here. So this is the outside of the pomegranate. We can't really see it. And this is the inside. So we have a sort of white flesh with these bright seeds. And then we have the pear. I managed to find them both in a picture. I don't know how. Now this pear's got a tiny bit of red on the edge. It's a rubbish photograph and it's a bit darker at the bottom than the top. So I think we can use this. Anyway, we don't have any leaves in the picture, but maybe we can do some different colour leaves. We keep doing the same colour because that's what is in our picture. So we'll come in a bit to start with. So let's start with our pomegranate. Now in the photo here the flesh is white, but I've often seen them with the seeds sort of leak into the flesh, so it's very slightly pink. So that's how I'm going to do it, with a slight hint of pink. So I'm going to use the colour that I'm going to use for the seeds for the flesh, so that it's the right colour that would leak in. And but do it really lightly. So I'm going to have a look back again. I keep popping back and forth to the photo. This colour here, it's obviously a red. It's very jewelly, isn't it? I'm thinking this, the permanent carmine might be a good one. I'm going to try that. Okay, let's move that picture away. So, as I say, a really light, gentle application on the white fleshy bit. So I'm just going to pop some down. Doesn't matter if I overlap our actual berries, because they're going to be this colour, like that. Now we have a sort of thing around the edge as if that's the skin, so we'll do that in the skin colour in a little bit, but we need to do all of these tiny little ones. Now we ideally want a white dot on each one to show how very, very shiny they are. The only way I'm going to be able to do that accurately is with a pen. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil quite sharp, but I am going to colour the whole thing in rather than trying to leave a white dot. And although actually there I've managed to leave a white dot, and I will probably apply the white dots with a pen, although maybe, no, maybe not. Now if you struggle to, I'm going to colour that bit in between them in dark red as well. In fact, I think I'm just going to go like that. If you're struggling to find exactly the right colour, then you can always swatch your reds out if you haven't already, and then hold your guide picture up to your swatches, and then you can get the nearest match. It can be more difficult if you don't have the exact match, because then you have to find the closest one and then think about what it is about it that makes it not quite right, and then you have to add another colour. That can be a little more complicated, but you have to ask yourself to start with, does it really matter? Do I really need it to be exactly that colour? If I don't, then it's fine. I don't have to worry too much. If I do, and you know, I need to think about what to add. Now this is white. I'm just going to use it over all the fleshy bit now. You can get an app. I actually have it. Pencil picker or something. I can't remember what it's called. There are lots of different ones. Mine I don't think is particularly good. And you can photograph something on your mobile device, and then it will give you a picture. I'll give you a list of pencils that match it the best, and you can pop in your brand and it will it will give you that, you know, which one in that brand is the matching colour. Right, I'm going to use cinnamon first. Cinnamon, there we go. And for these spiny bits, which I think actually should be brown, and for the edge of the skin, it's potentially a bit more orangey reddy, but I can see some of this colour in there, so I wanted to put some of this colour down to start with because it's light, and then I can add in. Okay, and then I'm going to use, actually, shall I use the red from the seeds? I might do. I might use this red, the permanent or carmine, to add in a little more. I'm not going to go too dark to start with, and I'm going to make it patchy because in our photo the skin is a bit patchy. There we go. And then we have this tufty bit, which here is partly skin, partly brown. So I've done a bit of the cinnamon, so I'm going to do a bit of brown. It's quite dark actually. So I think I'm going to use this one. This is the Van Dyck brown. It's not the darkest of browns, but it's a little bit more on the dark side. On the dark side. Am I going, it's a Star Wars. Am I joining the dark? Pretending I know something, I've never watched it. She's never watched it. Well, it's been on when I've been in the room, so does that count? I know about things, but a little bit about it, not really. Right, let's move on hastily. Pear. Now I would normally use like an earth green yellowish for my pear main colour, which I'm going to do now. These are very yellow looking pears. Very ripe, delicious. But we want a darker bit for the bottom and a lighter bit for the top. A slightly reddish bit, I think. So, oh, excuse me, yawning again. Right, I am going to use this colour, the chromium green opaque, for the darker area at the bottom. I'm going to put a fair bit down here. And then gradually start to fade it so that we can blend it into our earth green yellowish, but we can put a fair bit down. Pears can be quite dark green. Excuse me. There we go. I think that's plenty. And then earth green yellowish next. I'm not going to leave a gap for the browny reddish bit that I'm going to sort of put up here. I'm going to put it on top after. I'm going to put this on top everything too, and it will just help it to blend in better. Hopefully. This looks a little bit darker than the one in the picture. And I'm going to lighten it up by putting a lighter colour just on the top there. Yeah. I'm going to use the light yellow ochre. If it looks a little bit too yellowy, I'll put a bit more green on. Yeah, it does. But I will just put that down and through some of the green, like that, about halfway. I can make it darker up here. Sometimes pears have a bit of brown there. And the earth green yellowish again. I never know whether when it has a bit of brown there, whether that brown bit is okay to eat or not. You know, whether it, because it's just a mark on the skin. I usually just peel that bit off. I don't know. Perhaps it's the bit that holds all the nutrients and I'm wasting the best bit. Who knows? Okay, I'm pretty much done. I'm just fiddling and layering really. Now, for the reddish bit, I'm going to use the Venetian red because I want a brownish red, it's not a pinky red. And I'm just going to gently add it on this side here and then just try and blend it in. So a really light application, a little rounded action to try and blend it. Just to about there we go, just adds a little bit of something. Now we have our stem stalk stick. It's slightly green in our photo and that's all we get. We've got no leaves, so we can do our own thing now. I don't know what they should really look like, so I think I'm going to go with the with the chromium green opaque that we've already used for we'll use it for the stalk. I'm going to put a bit of brown in it as well. What should we do for the leaves? I'm just going to start. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing and enjoying. Now I had said about making them a lot darker, but I don't really think it's going to look right if I make them really dark or bluey green, or you know, very different to what we've done already. So I will just keep it medium dark, if there is such a thing. Probably. Okay, so I am going to get a little bit of brown. Actually, we used some brown already on our pomegranate. I'm going to use that, the Van Dyck brown, for our sort of bit on the stick, really. Because I also think they look a little bit woody when you get them. So that's that one. And then for the other half of the leaves, I'm actually going to use the olive green yellowish. And I'm going to do the opposite, so I'm going to make them darker here and then lighter towards the middle. Like that. If you want, you could blend them with a bit of green gold. I think they might be okay without it. I shall see how I feel. Maybe a bit of Naples yellow would really warm them up. I was looking through a book today which had seasons pictures in it, and it was making me think, gosh, I really haven't done many autumn pictures this year. You know, I've done lots of, did Halloween for the whole of October, and then didn't really do many autumn. I am going to use the green gold just to blend them all together. There it is, green gold. And then I'm going to have some coffee. I've actually brought it in here with me, which was a bit of a risk. Oops, out of the lines we go. So I'm just sort of vaguely putting that in the middle, where it will blend it all together. Like that. Now what we need now, while I just drink my coffee, is to think about shadows. Now, think about where there would be shadows. Do that on your own. And then I'll tell you where I'm going to put shadows. I shall point. So where these two leaves are touching into here, where this overlaps here, and particularly here. If you think about the shape of the pomegranate and the shape of the pear, and where they'll be touching each other about here, and there would be quite a big gap here between them, so there's going to be quite a big shadow from here, particularly under here, I think. Sorry, I put my drink down. Really thirsty all of a sudden. So I'm going to use the dark sepia. There's a pigeon on the roof opposite. He's just walking around like it's king of the world. It's quite funny. Perhaps it is. We just don't know. We naively think that we're at the top of the food chain, but we're not really. So let's put in a significant shadow here. And that sort of distances these two a bit more. It's not bad, is it? But I think what I also need is a bit of shape on my pear. So if I put a bit of shadow along here and then blend it in, because it wouldn't be harsh, it would fade. There we go. We can put a little bit under the stem. I think we need a little bit more up here too. Yeah, that's better. A bit up there. That's better. Now you could put a bit underneath them as well, where they are obviously stuff. I haven't done that for any of the others, but it looks a bit like this one's floating, but I'm guessing that is the bit that's on the ground there, just on that edge. There we go. But yes, I think I am done with that one now. There is our pear and pomegranate. It doesn't look much like the one in the picture, but I used it as a bit of a guide, so I'm happy. So thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to like, subscribe and comment. I always forget to ask. Well, not always, but I often forget to ask, and it is important to allow more people to see the channel, because the more people that like, subscribe and comment, the more times YouTube suggests my channel to new people, and hopefully more and more people can join us in the joy of colouring. But thank you. That'd be a good name for a book, wouldn't it? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day and happy colouring.